Hello, and welcome to Amateur Hour Gaming, the channel where I, an average dude, tell you about games that I think are good. Today, though, I'm not going to be talking to you about a game, but I'm going to be talking to you about a service called GeForce Now. If you don't know, GeForce Now is a video game streaming service, and it is something that has changed the way that I play video games. Like this past weekend, I almost played my games exclusively on GeForce Now, and I was like, well, shoot, if it's good enough for me to spend a weekend on, I should probably make a video about it. And here it is. So if you don't know what GeForce Now is, like I said, it's a video game streaming service, and I will be the first to admit the target audience for this service is pretty limited. It's for people who want to play PC games at the highest possible quality settings, but do not have the hardware to do so. I am 100% that person. My graphics card is 7 years old. I made this PC 5 years ago and have updated almost nothing in it, and it's getting old. I cannot there's games that I can't run, like Red Dead Redemption 2, and most of today's games I have to run at the lowest possible settings. And that's no fun. But GeForce Now has been absolutely perfect for me. It's allowed me to play the games that I love, games that I never would have played, and on the highest graphics settings. So if you are a person who feels like you could be the target audience for this, stick around. I'm going to show 3 examples of what makes GeForce Now so good. And if you're not one of those people, like if you've already got a beefy PC, GeForce Now isn't going to be a benefit for you at all. It's going to you can already play PC games at the highest settings, then there's no reason for you to play GeForce Now. But it's good for me. So I'm going to show the difference in graphics between what my PC can run and how GeForce Now looks. I'm going to show the importance of downloading slash not downloading, I guess, because you don't have to download anything with GeForce Now. And I'm going to show the faster loading times between my PC and GeForce Now. To start off with, though, I think it's fair to, before we get into the examples, I'm going to point out some limitations of GeForce Now, because it isn't the end all be all of playing video games. To play games on GeForce Now, you need to own them on other services. Like I own Destiny 2 on Steam, I own Fortnite on the Epic Games Store, I own Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the U Store, and then somewhere I've got uh, Apex Legends on Origin, but that is the only game on Origin that runs on GeForce Now. You cannot buy any games on GeForce Now, the service. You cannot buy any of these games. You have to buy them on Steam first. You have to own them already to be able to play them on GeForce Now. You can't just play all of these games for free. And that's a weird thing to get used to, but that's kind of limitation. And another huge limitation is there are far more games that are not on the service than are on the service. There's no games from 2K. There's no games from Activision Blizzard, so you can't play Overwatch. You can't play uh, um, World of Warcraft. You can't play Red Dead Redemption 2. Any there's lots of developers that have pulled their games from the service, which is unfortunate because I think it's, as I'll get into later, it's a service that for from my perspective can only be good for developers and publishers. But we'll get to that later. So that's those are kind of the it's a free service. I want to mention that it's totally free to play your games on GeForce Now. You can pay $5 to be a founder, which as you can see I am. When you're a founder, you get even better graphical settings, like you can use RTX on games like Control that provide it, and you don't have to wait in line when you play games. There's I forgot to tell you how GeForce Now even works. So NVIDIA has server centers, data centers all around America at different cities, and that is where the games run that you play. So when I click play for Destiny 2, it starts running on their PC in whatever city is closest to me. And then it sends the video feed to my PC. So I am seeing what is running on their PC. I hit a button on my controller or keyboard, it gets sent to their data center, and then what happens gets sent back to me. It sounds like it should be impossible, but it works. It just works. And it's incredible, and I think it's the future of gaming. Let's let's yeah. So since there's limited server space, if you are a free user, if there's too many people playing a game, you'll have to wait in line for a server to open up. If you're a founder, you get jumped to the front of the line. Even when I was a free user, I never had to wait to play a game. But I have seen where other people have been in big lines of over 100 people. I don't know how often that is. Like I said, I was never in line, and I never will be because I'm a founder. I This is an amazing service that I'm glad to pay for. So to start it off, I'm going to show you a difference in graphics between what my PC can run and what it looks like on GeForce Now. As a Before we get too into it, I am almost certain I'm going to have technical issues in this video. We'll work our way through it. One thing I've noticed when testing is whenever I show recorded footage of a game being played on my PC, it looks really chunky. I want to say that it isn't as bad as it looks, but it's still pretty bad. Like, I've got Assassin's Creed paused right now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm going to show you a few minutes of that. I forgot to start my timer for this video. I always do that. So I'm going to turn the screen off quickly so that I can check that and get Assassin's Creed up on the screen. And go. Okay, here is Assassin's Creed running on my PC on the lowest settings because that's all I can run it on. As you can see, there's no grass. I know you're not going to be able to see it because it's going to be super chunky, but right now for me, the frame rate is sub 30. It's going to look even worse on the recording, and I apologize for that. But that's another reason why GeForce Now is so good. I can't record or stream some games because it's just too much work for my PC to run a game and record it at the same time. I've tried streaming games on Twitch and what have you, and sometimes it just does not work because my PC is it's getting up there in age. So I don't want to make your eyes bleed too much. That was Assassin's Creed on uh on running on my PC. So I'm gonna turn the screen off real quick while we get back to the GeForce Now and screen back on. And now let's load it up on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And in this video, there's going to be a lot of loading time. There's going to be a lot of load times, and I apologize for that, but with the age of my PC, I only want to run one program at a time. So while we're loading up Odyssey, let's talk about video game streaming and why I think it is the future of video games. I have tried every streaming service there is, I think. Let's hold on. Everyone hold on. We're going to close this. Let me just make sure that yep, no one can see this. No one needs to see my personal email. Oops. Then it's going to send a code to my email because I did two-factor authentication like a smart person. And we are good to go. Okay. I have played an entire game on GeForce Now, on Google Stadia, and PlayStation Now. And I've also dabbled in Microsoft's Project xCloud, which I am only able to play on my phone because I don't own an Xbox. But those are the four, I would say, biggest players. There's also Shadow, which you have to pay for to use, and that's more intense than GeForce Now. That's like where you get a whole desktop instead of just the games that you're playing. Anyways, of all the services I've used, GeForce Now is far and away the best one. Have I said that already? I did some test runs of this, and I don't remember what I said and what I haven't. So I don't think I said why. I played through Google Stadia gave like a 3-month free trial, and they have a bunch of free games on that. I played through the uh, the Turing test, I believe is what it was called, and it ran mostly fine. There were a few instances where I uh, I would just spin in place uncontrollably, where it would just stop taking inputs from me and I'd just spin or I'd walk around. It was only, I want to say it was like a 5-hour game, 8-hour game. I don't exactly remember. And that only happened a handful of times. So for the most part, it was good. But whenever I tried grid auto racing, it was completely unplayable. The sound and visuals were completely desynced from what was happening. The inputs wouldn't work. Couldn't play it. I tried something else on there. And again, it was just completely unplayable. So, from my personal experience, Google Stadia was extremely hit or miss. I haven't had any problems with GeForce Now, except when my own internet drops, but that's not GeForce's problem. That's, I guess you could say, a problem with internet providers. So, this is about loaded up. I'm going to play a few minutes just so we can see how Assassin's Creed Odyssey runs on GeForce Now. And right away, you can see, look at all that grass. Oh man, so much grass and bushes and stuff. Let's see, what's the closest thing that we can go to? This city, I guess? Yeah, let's go there. I have played... So yeah, this is Assassin's Creed Odyssey running on... Oops, that wasn't the loot button. On GeForce Now. I will admit, there is absolutely the tiniest bit of input delay, but of all the services I've used, GeForce Now has the lowest input delay by far. To me, it is unnoticeable. I'm going to show you more of that in other games because even when you play Assassin's Creed on normal on my PC or on console, the oh that sucks for you. The inputs are they're a little sluggish. That's just the way that Assassin's Creed controls. So it works good for GeForce Now because it just feels normal. And yeah, there's definitely a tiniest bit of input delay. It's almost unnoticeable to me, or if it is noticeable, you get. Oh, these people don't like me apparently. I don't know why. The input is almost unnoticeable, or you get used to it. I have had no problem playing this Destiny 2 Control. No problem. And again, this is the highest. Why? I'm just running around, yo. No, I'm not. I'm not even in anywhere. You don't know where I am. Let's go over this bridge. It's so great to be able to play this game at the highest graphical settings when normally I wouldn't be able to. I don't know how else to put it. Are you gonna attack me too? Thanks. Were they? Oh, they stopped briefly. Another possible downside is I have to admit that with the input delay, it may just be because I have.
Daughters of Artemis are strong here. I'll be on my guard.
Okay. Um, it may be because I have a data center in my city. I would be surprised because I'm in a Midwestern city that no one ever cares about. But like I said, I've seen people have had issues with input delay, and I haven't with any games I've played. It feels genuinely instantaneous, and it's mind-blowing to me that right now I am playing this video game and it's being run on some other system somewhere else in this country, and this shouldn't be possible, but it is. So yeah, this is. I hope that you can. I know that YouTube kind of tends to compress things, but hopefully you can see how much better this looks than how it ran on my PC. And if I wanted to stream this, I could, because it's not even running on PC. The only thing my PC would be running would be the streaming program. And granted, that would obviously take more internet usage, so I haven't really experimented with that too much, so it could make it. There's a lot of elk here. Look at all these elk. Beautiful creatures, I must say. So yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And we are going to close this so I can get to the right screen. And continue. Okay, that was the graphical example. Ooh, next, downloads. So let's say for example, just for example, I don't have GeForce Now. And I log on to Discord where I have many friends, dozens of friends who all like me. They're all like, "Oh, Tommy, you're so cool. You're like my favorite person, and I just want to play video games with you all the time." And they're like, "You want to play some Destiny 2, bro? Do you want to let's play some Destiny 2 together?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I love Destiny 2. I've been playing that for weeks." And I go to Steam and I'm like, "Oh no, I don't have it downloaded. Let me just install." 3 hours and 45 minutes. So if my friends want to play Destiny 2 with me, which they never actually want to do because they're too busy playing War Thunder and Squad, and I don't like those games. I don't like them. Anyways, uh, and they want to play Destiny 2, I'm not gonna be able to play with them for 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm just not. I'm gonna have to wait that long for the game to download. That's that's poopy, but that's kind of the way that video games are, right? Not anymore. Not with the power of GeForce Now. Let's say I get on Discord and my friends are like, "Tommy, oh my gosh, I need to play video games with you because you are the light of my life and I can't live without you. You want to play some Destiny 2?" I'm like, "Sure." I click play and it plays. I don't have Destiny 2 downloaded on my PC. I don't have Control downloaded on my PC. I only have Assassin's Creed Odyssey to show you the difference in graphics, but normally I don't have that. You don't have to download the games to play them on GeForce Now. It's all downloaded on their servers, on their systems, data centers, whatever they're called. You never have to download a game to play it on GeForce Now. You just like buy it and play it. It's crazy. It's so much different than the way that video games used to be. And I'm excited. Excited isn't the right word, but I've thought about when when I have kids, and they come to me and they're like, "Daddy, Daddy, what was it like when you played video games as a kid?" And I will tell them, "Child, sit down, for I have a story for you." And I'll have to tell them that, like, back in the PlayStation 2 days, like, I wanted to, okay, so if I wanted to play a Sony video game, a game made by Sony, let's just say like God of War 1 or 2, I had to go drive 20 miles because I lived in rural nowhere. I had to drive 20 miles to the nearest Walmart to purchase the system, and then I had to bring the system home and hook it up to my TV. And then if I wanted to play the game, I had to wait for it to come out, and when it came out, I had to go back to that store, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back to buy a disc. The game was on a disc that you had to put in the system, and you couldn't buy an Xbox disc, you had to buy a PlayStation disc. It was the only disc that could work in there. And you had to put the disc in there, and you had to make sure you went to the store to buy a memory card, or else your games wouldn't save. You had to buy a memory card to save your games onto, or every time you'd start the game, it would it'd just be from the beginning again. And you had to buy a disc, you had to hook it up to you, put it in the system. That's the only way you could play PlayStation games. I know for people my age, that's like normal. But think of the people who haven't been born yet or are like super young. They're going to grow up in a world with services like GeForce Now and Google Stadia. See, I told you they're playing War Thunder. Oh, good times. They're going to grow up in a world where they just buy a game and click play and it plays. They can do that on their PC, they can do that on their phones. Oh, that's right. I play Destiny 2 with keyboard and mouse. And we're going to get back to that because now that I'm in the game, I just want to show you what it's like playing Destiny 2 on GeForce Now with keyboard and mouse. Like I said, I play Destiny 2 only on GeForce Now. And any shot I'm missing is because of my lack of skill. But I play this game no problem. Every day I play Destiny 2 on GeForce Now because the graphics are way better. I don't have to have any download. I never have to download updates. When a game updates, like Fortnite, I play Fortnite with my wife and her brother, and I never have to download the updates. They have to wait for the updates to download. I'm like, that's cool. I just play it on GeForce Now. Granted, sometimes GeForce Now takes time to update things. Like when I bought Control, it they had issues with it on GeForce Now, and I couldn't actually play it for like a week, which was unfortunate. But those issues are few and far between. Or when Destiny updates, sometimes it takes a little bit for them to update it on their servers. But you don't have to update anything on your end, and that's incredible. So let's go into here just so I can try and show you some of the input delay. I'm going to put my mic close to my keyboard so you can hear me hitting forward and backwards. That is like no delay. Here's me shooting the gun. Ready? Ready? Is there a little bit of a delay? Yeah, it's not 100%, but it is so small. It is so small, guys, that I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Guys and girls. I don't want to exclude anyone. Sorry, it's just I think this is the future of video games, and I am excited for the services to continue to get better because there is some growing pains with just this, like there is with any. That arrow should have hit him with any technology. And also, I should say, I've said that I have no problem with Destiny 2, but it's notorious for having giant hitboxes, especially for headshots. But all honesty, that's not a negative. That makes it easier to play on GeForce Now, and if I can play a game on GeForce Now, I'm going to. I run Strikes, I do Gambit, I do Crucible. I mean, when I made my Destiny 2 video, I was playing it on GeForce Now. Like, someone take this arrow. Oh, when I jump it, he knocks it. Or unknocks it? I don't know how arrows work. Would I be a better shot if I played it on my PC? Honestly, maybe, but I get by. And the graphics look miles better than what I could run on my PC. Okay, so that is my second argument for why GeForce Now is great. I don't have to download anything on my PC. I just play it. And that's a really cool feature that is revolutionary. Okay, so let's exit this. Let me turn the screen off so that I can get back to where I need to be. Because next I'm going to show you, turn the screen back on. I'm going to show you the difference in-game load times because they are significantly better on GeForce Now than they are on my poopy slow time PC. I will admit, getting into a game, I don't know if I already said this, I'm sorry if I did. Getting into a game isn't the fastest on GeForce Now just because you have to connect to their servers and you have to connect to everything. But once you're in the game, it loads so fast. I play Fortnite with my wife on the Switch and my brother-in-law on his Switch when we all hang out together. Yeah, they play Fortnite on Switch and they like it. They're happy. And my game loads so much faster than theirs, which at first I chalked it up just to them being on the Switch. But I ran a little experiment, which I'm going to show to you right now, to show how much faster the games load in in GeForce Now than on my PC. And while we're waiting for this to load, because it's going to take forever, because my PC is slow, what else could I talk about with GeForce Now? I think it's the future of gaming. I think it's going to revolutionize everything because, like I've said it numerous times, but you just buy a game, you click play, and it works. Here's something I can talk about. Developers who don't have their games on GeForce Now available. I don't understand it. I know that there might be some legal issues that you have uh, in your licenses for the games, but you got to work those out because you they only stand to gain um, they only stand to gain purchases, sales, whatever you want to say. And I am living proof of that. I uh, I wanted to play Control because it looked cool. I don't own a PlayStation 4. I don't own an Xbox One. My PC is really old. It still passes the minimum specs to play uh, Control, but that game. Also, I don't know why this isn't full screen. That game. Full screen. There we go. Okay, so we are going to see how long it takes for me to get into a game and then back to the menu. And I've recorded this a couple times before, and I know it looks really bad. I just want to say that on my screen, what I'm seeing right now, the game is running fine. It's at like 60 FPS, no problem. But I know that my recording program doesn't work so good with me actually running games on my PC. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna click play in about 3 seconds. 2, 1, go. And we're gonna see how long it takes my PC to load me into a game, and then we'll go back out to the menu. So getting back to Control, I could play it on the lowest settings, but that is a game that is like pushing the graphical boundaries of video games. Specifically, it's a highlight for what ray tracing can do to games and to lighting in games. And I just feel like if I'm going to play it on the lowest settings, I'm not playing it the way it was meant to be played. I'm not experiencing it the way it was meant to be experienced. And so I didn't buy it because I didn't want to play it on low settings, and I didn't have an Xbox or a PlayStation. And then they announced that it was coming to GeForce Now. And I was like, cool, that's excellent. That's great. So I bought the game on sale on the Epic Game Store, and I've been playing it. No problem. I've been playing on the highest settings. I've been experiencing the ray tracing. I'm like, wow. Okay, we're at this, so we can leave match. And I was like, wow, look at those lights. Those are some pretty lights. Dang. And it's been great. I would never have purchased Control if it wasn't on GeForce Now. I flat out would never. I'm not going to buy an Xbox. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation just for Control. But since it was on GeForce Now, I could buy it. And I feel like, okay, 1 minute 17 seconds. Remember that, everyone. 1 minute and 17 seconds. Let's turn the screen off while I get back to GeForce Now. And now we're going to load up Fortnite again. And I'm going to take a drink quick so you're not going to hear from me because my mouth is getting dry.
Mic off. Mic on.
And I'm back. What was I saying? Yeah, I would never have bought Control if it wasn't on GeForce Now, and I did. And I know that, like I said, the number of people who are like me, and this is appealing to, isn't the highest because I don't know. The majority of people have an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 or a beefy PC that can run games at the highest graphical fidelity. But there are those of us who don't. You can play GeForce Now on your phone as well. There's an app, and you can hook up an Xbox controller to it, and you can stream games to there. There's the Shield TV, which is a thing that you can just hook up to your TV and play video games with GeForce Now, which I'm honestly interested in because I've got a 4K TV, and I just feel like that would work better than me hooking up my PC to it because my PC is a little old. So yeah, I know that there are lots of developers. Let me give you some backstory, I guess. When GeForce Now first came out of beta and became a product that you could pay for, they had the policy of all games are available on it unless the developer opts out. And that became a huge problem. They I played Overwatch for a couple days on there, and then that got removed. Developers have taken Big developers have taken all of their games off of the service, and GeForce Now eventually had to be like, okay, well, we're going to reverse it. We're going to take all of the games off of the service unless developers opt into the service. And that's where companies, so far at the time of this video, like Square Enix, took all of their games off, but when it became an opt-in service, they put some of them back on. And hopefully that's the way this continues trending. Because there are so many games that I would love to play, but I don't have the ability to. I don't have the money to. I've got a wife. We're in the stages of thinking about children, and I just can't. I can't say I want to buy a $500 to $1,000 graphics card or an entire new system just for video games when I love video games, but my family is more important. Okay. 1 minute 17 seconds on my PC. This is running on GeForce Now. I'm going to start in about 10 seconds. You guys ready? You ready for this? You guys pros ready for this? 3, 2, 1, go. Any guesses on how long it's going to be? Write it down and then compare your answers when we get to the actual thing. I don't play a lot of Fortnite. I play it with my wife and brother-in-law, and that's it. I almost never play alone. It's not it's not the most fun game to me. I don't like building. And we are in. Leave match. And time. That was 44 seconds. So a minute 17 to 44 seconds. And I've noticed that with all of the games I played on GeForce Now. I've read online about people who play Destiny 2 on PlayStation 4, and actually let me just get into a game. We're actually gonna play a game this time. I've read about people who play Destiny 2 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and complain about the atrocious loading times. I've seen people playing Borderlands 3 who say that it takes forever for the menu to open up on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Maybe that's just, I don't remember the specific console, so I'm just gonna say both. And I played Destiny 2, Control, Assassin's Creed, Fortnite on GeForce Now, and the loading times are so fast. It's so fast, and that's something that, again, if you've got a beefy PC, you already know. You already know how quick the loading times can be if you've got like an SSD and all that stuff. But as someone who can't afford those things, and someone who doesn't have those things, just being able to use GeForce Now, which again, you can use for totally free, and to be able to play Fortnite at the highest settings, Destiny 2 at the highest settings, without having to download anything except for the program, crazy. It's just crazy to me. I got in so fast that we're still waiting for people to load in. I picked that place on the map because I haven't been there yet, and it's far away. I like landing, when I'm playing solo, I like landing far away, because I can't take people on in one-on-one matchups. I'm just plain not good enough. I will say, I feel like the input delay is a little, it's dependent on game too. Like, I feel like it's a little slower on Fortnite, but I still don't have any problem. I don't play Fortnite to win. I play Fortnite to have fun. I don't like the new map with the water and everything. Just so everyone knows, I don't like it. We're just gonna float in. I'm just gonna play Fortnite for the rest of the time, just to show you that it's possible. I play with a controller on PC, which I know some people like really hate. But I don't play it competitively. I just play it to have fun. You know? I don't expect to win every time. I don't take it. I play video games for fun. And I just want to show you that playing Fortnite on GeForce Now with a controller is something that's totally possible. We ran through this really quick, so I don't really have too much more to say. I think we're at, what, 33 minutes? Once I get over the top, I'm going to turn the screen off and check. And right about here. Turn screen off. We are at, yeah, 33 minutes. Screen back on. Oh no! Is that a real person? I think it is. Oh, I don't know. That was a kind of a twitchy turn. Oh, shoot. I don't know. Oh gosh, they're coming up here. So how do I get down from here without dying? They have a weapon, I heard it. Oh no! Oh no, this is embarrassing. I've never... Oh, I have the little FPS meter on the side to show my frames per second. I can only show 60 on my monitor, but it's up to like a bunch. And the milliseconds is input delay too, for you to want to see that. When you're playing on GeForce Now, if you hit Control, oh, I don't want to do it because I think it's Control Alt F6, but I set the F6 button to be my stop recording key, so I don't want to press that. Well, that was embarrassing. Let's never do that again. Okay, let's go to this place, I guess. We're gonna try and do better this time. This is I bought the paddle pass this time because my wife and brother-in-law did, and I play with them every once in a while. I figured might as well get stuff from it. This is only the second battle pass I've ever bought. But if you hit Control Alt F6, I believe it'll show you in the top left corner what graphics card you're actually using in NVIDIA systems because they have different levels. And I remember one time playing Destiny 2, I like looked up the graphics card and how much it cost, and it was like legitimately like over $1,000. And I was like, wow, I'm using a $1,000 graphics card to play video games, and I don't even own it. Crazy. Crazy times. See, look how good I am at shooting the stationary target. I think the bus driver. Oh! Wow! I got a bunch of experience from that. Cool. Oh, I never finished my talking about other... This last half of the video is just going to be more chill, and I'm just going to talk about what pops into my head. I've played a few games on, as I said, on Google Stadia and wasn't impressed. I think I'm going to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on Google Stadia just because it's my only option. I can't play it on GeForce Now. I'm not going to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation just to play it on there. Red Dead Redemption 1 is my favorite game of all time. And I haven't been able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 because I don't have a system that plays it, and that's made me really sad. So I might just play it on Google Stadia and hope for the best. They have a refund system, so if within the couple hours it's not working, I can return it. Hopefully I won't need to. And PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is a weird service. It's obviously offered by Sony. Are there enemies here? I don't see any. Kind of crazy if there wasn't, though. I'm gonna land on this end and just go. There's a chest up there. PlayStation Now is obviously from Sony, and it is their service to play PlayStation games on PC, and it's also a service they have on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. I actually played on PlayStation 3 years and years ago. And it's not the best. You have to pay $10 a month to use it. To play any games on it, it's $10 a month. When I tried it, they had a 7-day free trial that I played Red Dead Redemption on, and the input delay is atrocious. It's extremely noticeable. I played through the entirety of Red Dead Redemption on it because I love that game so much. It's such a good game. And it was only playable because of Red Dead Redemption's incredible auto-aiming, where you just hit the button and it goes to people's head instantly. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to play it. I also started Control on it because it was there, and how far? Not too far. And same thing, the input delay was really bad, and the fact that you get all the games for free, which is good, but the fact that you have to pay $10 a month for a $10 a month for a game with terrible input delay, and it doesn't look the best graphically either, isn't the most appealing. With Project xCloud from good old Microsoft, I've only done that on my phone, and my results have been very poor, but it's also in its early stages, and I was playing on my phone, which is like the worst way to play to stream video games, because I either had to do it through my cell service or through through the Wi-Fi, which you need to be really close to your router. And either way, it's just not fast enough yet. That could totally change when 5G becomes a thing. I mean, I actually think they're anticipating. I don't know where this chest is. I think they're anticipating it being better when 5G comes around. But for right now, it's not the best. And it could be better. I'm excited to see how Project xCloud is when it's fully released. Because like I said, this is the future of gaming, so I hope Microsoft can nail it. Also with Google Stadia, it's also, I should also mention that they have their own... Is that me accidentally shooting myself? They have their own controller, which is supposed to cut down on input delay. I don't have that controller, so I can't speak to if it actually works or not. The GeForce Now. Oh no! Oh no! Stop it! How did they hit me? Let's get out. They're coming for me. Haha! I did it! Yes! Oops. Oh man. That adrenaline rush from just doing a simple thing in a video game. Let's get this wood, let's get these bullets. Then let's see if I can get this gray part of the map gone. Because I don't like... I understand why they do the gray portion to get you to explore more of the map, but... I don't know. Not a fan. I think after this we'll jump into... Oh, this is Craggy Cliffs? Weird. I think we'll jump into Control so that I can show how that looks with the ray tracing and what have you. Assuming that I don't win this game of Fortnite. Yeah, I wasn't planning on showing Control, but why wouldn't I? I mentioned how it's got ray tracing, and it looks great. I think looking at me in the future of gaming, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X should be coming out later this year, and if I'm going to upgrade, you know what? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna hypothesize about something that might not happen. I'm only gonna talk about things that I've experienced. And for me, GeForce Now is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I'm excited for Project xCloud because I am an avid Games Pass user. I've played so many games on Games Pass that I never would have... Like, seriously, right now is one of the best times. Oh, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go because I can't kill him. I think I saw a potion up here. Maybe not. This has been one of the best times for me as a gamer. Having Games Pass, and I'm not gonna use the zip line. Games Pass has given me access to so many games that I never would have bought on my own that I've been able to play through. Project xCloud is letting me play those games at a graphical setting. What the heck was that? Do those guys always just land from the sky? GeForce Now has allowed me to play games at a graphical fidelity I never thought possible. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. That looks messy. No. Ah, corn. Reminds me of home. Okay, someone obviously dropped a boat off there. Yes. I don't think people give Fortnite... What? I don't think people give Fortnite enough credit for being a good game. Get away, shark. I don't like you. The fact that it is constantly being updated. Oh no. Oh no. The fact that it's constantly being updated, its live events that have only gotten better with time. This is a big room. This is a really big empty room. No, I'm not gonna be scared because I want to show control. It's got live events that only get better with time, and it's like bringing so many people into gaming. I think it's an important game. Oh, dang it, we gotta go. We gotta go! Corn always messes with my brain. That corn, not real life corn, just that corn. Trying to think of what else I can say about GeForce Now, but I've already said so much. It still just tickles me to think about explaining how gaming used to be. Man, look at them go. To explain to people how gaming used to be. They don't see me, do they? I can't believe those are in solos. I thought they would have only had like one marauder. Oh no. No, no, no. Okay, they see someone else. They don't see me. Okay. I mean, even with people on cell phones, like you can get that Call of Duty mobile, and that's free to play. You can play Call of Duty on a cell phone. You just hit download, and you can play it. And then back in my day, I had to buy a PlayStation 3. I had to go to the store to buy the game, because downloading games wasn't a thing. That's another thing. That's another thing that you can point out is downloading games wasn't a thing for quite a while. You had to buy the games on the disc. There was no downloading games. I remember on the Nintendo Wii, you couldn't even... Their online infrastructure was almost non-existent. Yeah, it's okay. I should probably pick it up for if I get shot again. I remember the Nintendo Wii, you had to get a USB stick to plug into your computer, and that's how it could connect to the internet. That's how I played, what did I play online? I wanted to play Super Mario Strikers online, but I could never... People were really good at that game. Way better than me. I want to unlock this gray. There's a purple gun here. I feel like this is a trap. Let's get rid of this. Oh, there's someone. Everyone, there's someone. They built a wall. I think that means it's a bot. Yeah, baby! Hey, did you guys remember that I'm playing this game on GeForce Now? Switch for this. It's another hunting rifle. Okay. Oh, that landed. So I could go get that. Sweet. Uh oh, what was that? Oh gosh, now I'm getting scared. I'm in the top 10! That's what they call me. Tommy top 10. Top 10 Tommy. I want to get rid of this gray. Was that a person? No, it's just a shadow. I'm getting nervous. This has really made up for the falling out of a lighthouse incident. 8 people left. Oh, oh. There's people building over there. I'm not going to be able to beat them. Oh gosh. Please just get rid of the gray. Please. Why is it so much? There's a person. Dang it, they stopped moving. Stop. Ooh, that was close. Oh shoot, they're coming for me. They fly away? Was that them that flew away, or was that someone else? I gotta get moving regardless. Oh no, that was someone else. Why are my shots not hitting? Ah, 6th place. I'm happy with that. So we've got about 10 minutes. I'm gonna turn the screen off real quick, so that I can get back to the GeForce Now screen. We actually have about 9 minutes. I hope that I can get control loaded up in time. Okay, screen on. And we're gonna load up control.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, again, this is the video game that I never would have been able to play if not for GeForce Now. And I know I keep saying it, but if there's any way that I can sum up what makes GeForce Now a good product, good service, it's that. It allows me to play games that I never would have been able to play otherwise for free. Free. You can't put a price on free. It's just brings a tear to my eye, you know. Also, Control's a fun game. Control is a really fun, good game. It's it's I don't do scary games. Scary games scare me, and I do not do them. And this is right on that border of me being able to actually play it. It's made by the developers who made Alan Wake, and I got that for free on the Epic Game Store. I played about 5 minutes of it, got spooked out of my mind, and uninstalled it. Like, seriously, I literally closed out of it, uninstalled it. It's too much, too scary for me. I plan on making a video about Control when I beat it. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but the only games I feature on my channel are games that I have completed. I'm never going to show a game that I've only played part of the way through, because I feel like too often when you see reviews for a game or you see people talking about a game, it's early on and their opinions of the game change as they play it. Like when everyone, and me included, started playing The Outer Worlds, the beginning of that game is great. It's awesome, but as it gets on, it just wears out its welcome, and it's not as as good. So let me just show you here how we've got all the settings all the way up on my. We got ray tracing high. High is the highest it can go, right? Oh, I can't change that. And yeah, this is with my 7-year-old graphics card. I'm playing Control on the highest setting. Look at that glow. I'm not sure if it's going to show as good over YouTube. But just look at that. The lights are so good. And I am able to play this game with ray tracing with a crappy PC. I'm just going to explore a little bit. Yeah, Control's a good game. I'm excited to talk about it for the channel, but I have to beat it first. And I don't know how far I am because I don't look up anything about the games. Where am I? Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was doing. And that is... Can I go do the thing? How did I get to that again? I think I was exploring over here. None of that matters though. I'm gonna try and find, yeah, let's try and find some combat just so I can show you how good it looks. So let's go this way because that's a new area. And I've had no problem playing this on GeForce Now. I haven't had any problem with input delay. Nothing. Cool. Give me some enemies. Medical wing. There they are. Help me out, bro. Oh, dang it. I knocked him out of the way. And then does he just die if I run out of enemies? I've always wondered that. Yes, he does. So there, as you can see, combat works just fine. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I'm gonna go back to the main area just to make sure I don't accidentally push the story any further than I'm ready to, because this isn't where I was gonna go next in the game. Oh, the sounds are so creepy. There's alarms that randomly go off, and I'm sure they just do that to creep me out. But just look at the lighting, look at the textures. I could never do this. I tried my original idea for this video was to show Control running on my PC and then running on GeForce Now, and it broke my recording thing. It broke anytime I tried to record it would not record properly, and it would cut off whatever I was trying to record. That's how this is a fun room. That's what it's like having an old PC. Okay, well, we're just to make sure I get the right time, because I'd hate to go over on my hour. If you've stuck with me this far, thank you. This has been the most difficult video that I've had to make. I had to learn how to do a bunch of new things with my recording software and switching between different different screens and different things, and I wasn't sure if I was able to do it, and I think I did pretty good. We got 2 minutes left, so I'm gonna go back to this just to show some of the games that are available. Like Witcher 3 I played a few times. That runs really well. I mean, they all run really well. Kingdom Come Deliverance is one that I got for free on the Epic Game Store with plans to play it on GeForce Now. There's free to play games, which let me see. Do you have to claim it on? Yeah, you have to claim it on Steam first. You can't just play it through here. Let's look at the featured games. I don't know if you saw, I've never played Rocket League on here. I should try that sometime. I love Rocket League. Monster Train, I've heard good things about that. Apex Legends is the only Origin game on here, which is weird. I've played it on GeForce Now, and it's fine. I just don't like Apex Legends. I'm not good at it. Trying to see what other games would look real good. I want to play Hitman. I've always wanted to play Hitman, but I've just never done it. I've never had it. But yeah, here's just more. Ugh, that's creepy. Here's just more games you can play. If you own them, you can play them on GeForce Now. If you don't own them, you can buy them and then play them on GeForce Now. So thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure showing this to you. If you like what you saw, leave a like and a comment. My videos are getting more views than I ever thought they would, and thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. If you didn't like the video, drop a dislike. I saw in one of my videos someone dropped a dislike. Thank you. My first dislike. And comment what I can do better. Thanks for watching. Check out GeForce Now if you haven't. I got 6 more seconds of time to waste. Whatever, it's fine. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.